Hi there, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt and fix several years of financial misbehaviour. So if that's something you're interested in following along with, please don't forget to stick around and check out the other content that I've created for you on this channel. It means so much that you're here with me today. Now, today's video, or should I rather say this evening's video, because it's another one that I'm filming later on in the day, is my roundup of my August part 1 budget. Now, because August is an especially long month for me, running from the 29th of July to the 4th of September, I've had to basically split it into two parts just to manage it, so that I don't lose track of what I'm doing and give myself permission through my budget to either make changes or actually structure how I'm going to generate income during this last month of inconsistent income and what the plan is going forward. Part 1 ran from the 29th of July to the 14th of August, and this video is a total recap of everything that I had income-wise and what I spent and what I saved, if I saved at all. So that's what this video is. It's not another Audi tour video. That one's picked up really nicely, so thanks for everyone that's shown it some love. It means an awful lot. Yeah, that was just a real off-the-cuff kind of impulsive video from myself, and I will probably be filming a lot more videos after this one just to try and get a few in the bank, so to speak, ready to go. But without further ado, let's get the chatting out of the way and take you to August part 1. As you can see here, it ran from the 29th of July to the 14th of August, like I said, and my goals were relaxing, listing and house sorting. Well, I certainly did some listing and I did some house sorting, but I'm not so great with relaxing, so I'm actually going to take the evening off and maybe try and relax tonight. But let me take you through the income. Now, I was due a mileage reimbursement. I knew this was coming in ahead of time, so it budgeted was 138 and it paid 138. Universal credit, which is the last month that I will receive this, my claim has now been closed at my own direction, was £780 projected and £780.23 received. Income from Vinted was 100 and I received £167.80, and then I aimed for other income, which is anything like surveys, cashback, Facebook Marketplace, petrol reimbursement from helping a family member move house, etc., anything like that. I'd aimed for other, which was just a really broad church, and I received £92.59, which meant that my total income was £1,178.64, which was only £10.64 more than what I'd initially aimed for, but as you can see, it is structured slightly differently. And in terms of spending, now this is all of the bills that I thought would be going out. Not all of them did, which is fine. So the mobile was £28, that was on budget, and same again for half of the rent, which I'd saved out of this one, and then the rest of the rent I paid out of my part 2 budget, so £425 there. Council tax of £15. Microsoft, I think I've gotten confused with my dates a little bit, but that's okay, because what I'll be doing is, as of my September budget, I will be cancelling the monthly payment and looking for just a year's basically licensing key that I'll pay for. They're normally on offers and things like that, so I'll find one of those. That will work out cheaper overall. My ink subscription was £4.49 and my pet insurance was £21.78, all budgeted. Contents insurance again wasn't taken, and neither was my car insurance, but I think it's due on the 15th, so that might have been where that was there was that crossover period. I'll go back and double check what's gone out this week when I recap next week and take you through that. Spotify went out as normal at £9.99. Now TV, I've not watched it this month, so I've not actually, I think I've cancelled. They have sent me another offer to try and tempt me to take it back on. We'll see. But for now, I've not paid for £9.99 for Now TV. I've not used it. I've been busy and I've been watching YouTube. My guarantor minimum was, I was able to pay that early at £100, so that's always good to see. And then I had debt minimums as well that went out over that last weekend of this month. So that was £31.61, which meant that my total bills that went out was £635.87, so a little bit more than what was budgeted, but that's fine. I was able to make some payments to debt as well. For anyone asking, because I know I've had a couple of people in my comments ask, there will be a debt update coming at the beginning of September, and that's going to tie into my year's anniversary on YouTube. So there will be a debt update coming, and that will also then there'll be a new budget going forward as kind of a standard monthly budget. So that is coming at the end of this month. I have got to dig out all of my updates and paperwork and balances and things, so that's not a quick thing for me to sit and film, but it is on its way. Hold fire for now. My rollover was £542.81, and here's how my money was spent. Now, my overall food budget for the period of the 29th of July to the 28th of August is £100. I spent £50.40. I have, as of earlier on today as well, gone and uploaded all of the late posting daily updates. So I think there was I want to say 10 or 12 Instagram and YouTube community posts, which is just me basically updating everyone on what I did. Fuel was £40. I spent £46.36 overall. However, people giving me fuel because I was running them around did form part of that, so it kind of balanced it out. It formed part of my other income, so to speak. Cat, I managed to get away with spending £18 out of the total budgeted £30, so that will be a budget category that I review. It may not need to be as high as it is, we'll see. Medical, I spent £5.75 out of a budgeted spend of £10, and household was over. It was £27.83 out of a budgeted spend of £20, and that's because there were things that I thought I had and I didn't, and therefore it cost me more money. Spendy, which is my spending money. Now, what I decided to do as and when I realised what was going on with the house and my budget and things, I actually chose to give myself some of my spending money from August part 2 early. So my overall budget for August was £160, and that's for the entirety of part 1 and part 2. I'd initially split and gone 80 and 80, or 80 and something else, I can't quite remember. I'll review that later on. I don't know why. I know that I am best with my spending money when I give it to myself at the start of the month in its entirety. Weirdly, I've discovered as just a budgeting behaviour, and this may just be very specific to me, but if it's not, let me know down in the comments below so I don't feel as weird as I do. I've realised that as I approach a new month and money coming in, I feel very, very spendy. So if I give myself my full budgeting allocation, let's say for just ease of numbers, it's £100. I could go and spend 80 of it in the first 3 days and then be completely fine for the rest of the month. But what I will have been doing for the 2 or 3 weeks previously is thinking really hard about what I'm going to get and making sure that it's going to benefit my life, my home, my space, my activities, my hobbies, and not necessarily just be drip fed or spent frivolously here or there. I can't give myself a limited spending category, and to be honest, it's only the amount that it is, because in terms of 160 this month, because my budget is going to 5.5, almost 6 weeks long. Normally it is about £20-25 a week. But I have noticed that actually putting that kind of license to blow a category, for example, all my spending money in one go, has weirdly helped me managing everything else. I don't know why. Brains and money and behaviour and money is very, very odd, but I am a natural spender. It's always something I have been. I probably always will be. But it's really nice knowing that actually I can spend my personal money and not punish myself for it. It's quite nice. So yes, although that was an overage, it will and has resulted in less spending, and will result in less spending during August part 2 because I'm going to be busy. In terms of the bed, I did need to replace a bed. My bed frame had broken a couple of months ago. I managed to get mine free from Facebook Marketplace, and it ended up being like a £500 IKEA bed for nothing, along with a desk and a bedside table. So I was very, very pleased. So what I have done is I have rolled that £70 forward as part of my rollover into August part 2's budget, because there are some things as I've gone through the house that I have realised are needed, I would say, just to kind of make things a little bit easier next year when I don't have as much time to organise things and put things away. Things like getting all of my fabric into hard storage boxes because the mice have started to eat the fabric in the garage where it wasn't boxed up. I'm not going to have time to sort that out come the school term starting, and I did not have enough storage boxes to do everything and get it all away kind of safely. It's pretty much now come to the point with the mice in the garage. I can't do anything about it. I live right next to a small holding. There's animal feed stored in the garages behind me belonging to the house that owns the small holding. It's really rural, so fields, so lots of, like, you can't get rid of them. They're just going to be there. But it is now at the point where if something's not away in hard storage, it's going to get eaten. And I have learnt that the hard way. I've lost things and had things destroyed that I'd really rather they hadn't. So I have gone ahead and with Wilkinson's or Wilko's going into administration in the UK, obviously there have been some offers on some storage. I have taken advantage of that in my August part 2 budget, so that's what's gone on there. And I spent £3.99 on Christmas and then reinvested some of my Vinted earnings, £57 exactly, on a haul of card making and embossing and die cutting supplies and things. So there was a video out there that I'm not expecting to see an immediate return on that because I have had to take this calendar week and put it towards the car boot sale. Some of the things will go there to the car boot sale, but other things I'm looking at potentially a September, end of August, September, October earning contribution there. But it meant that my total spend was £355 and 2 pence, as opposed to the £350 budgeted, leaving me with £187 and 79 pence. And in terms of savings, I put a nominal amount of £13.16, mainly because I wanted to work with round numbers here, but I never anticipate saving anything towards a challenge. Some weeks it's just not feasible. There will be weeks where, mainly at the start of a kind of a budgeting period, where I'll do a lot of my cash spending and I'll have a lot more change, and there'll be some weeks where I do no cash spending and have no change. It's just how it falls. But I've had £19.36 in change to save towards the penny challenge, £4 in £2 coins, which is going towards a slow build Duke of Edinburgh Assessors Fund. I am an assessor and a trainer, and although I do get my mileage and my costs reimbursed back to me, I do have to pay out for them first, and they can impact on a budget, particularly as there'll be a concentrated period of say 8 weeks where I may be going out every other weekend or every weekend, and that really can add up, particularly if the institution I am assessing or training for or training the children for only do their payouts say once a month. So that's why that fund is now there. We're going into the off season, so it's got a year to build basically out of my £2 coins. And then self-care is all of my £1 coins, and that is going to slowly build until it reaches 100, and that will just go towards any self-care related funding. I'm going to try and really look after myself from September onwards, which I'm classing as the start of a year for me, in line with the school term. And then I was able to put £50 towards the emergency fund. Now, I was able to do this early. This is something that I was hoping I was going to be able to do in my August part 2 video and August part 2 budgeting, I would say, because this is like a 3-week period now, and this period has been about 2.5 weeks, or like 22 days, so nearly 3 as well. It's something that I'm really hoping I can really get started. The overall amount I'd kind of estimated that I'd like to save was 140 overall, so even being able to start 50 of it early is fine. My projected rollover was 220, but my actual rollover was £93.43 overall. Obviously it would have been larger, it would have been closer to 150 had I not put money into the emergency fund, but I knew if I'd left it sitting around, it would maybe be not spent or saved where it should be. So that is how August part 1 has gone. I'm really, really, really pleased with the £100 food grocery challenge. I'm actually tempted to see if I can do it for every single month going forward. Now, there will be some months where I will have extra money saved, say my birthday month or the Christmas period, specifically for food for that. But in the way that some people do no spend years or low spend years, I'm a spender. Like I've said, that's not really going to work for me. But it's been really great to see that halfway through essentially my budgeting period of £100, it's there. And I'm not going to immediately go and rush and spend the remaining £49.60. Yep, quick maths. I'm not going to immediately rush and go and spend that. Like I said, I've got 3 weeks left of the budgeting month so far, and I've actually budgeted an additional £50 to do on top of this, purely for the period of the 28th of August to the 4th of September, because I may need to go and spend that weekend before the school term starts batch cooking and getting prepped and sorted. But if I can take that from whatever is here, that's another saving that I can make going forward and get everything into place, basically. So really, really, really pleased with how things have gone. And there's a couple of budget categories that I can definitely review. The cat for one, and there may be some months where the household category just needs to be a little bit larger, and there may be some months where it can be smaller than the 20. We'll see. Fuel is by the by. Like, I did more driving around than I thought I would, but I had budgeted £20 a week, and that's it going forward. And the £3.99 for Christmas was the candle that I picked up in my Audi Come Round Audi With Me video. That means my sister is now done completely for Christmas. So although I'd initially thought I may have to spend £40 on her, which was kind of the individual budget category for her, my mum, my dad and my brother, who were the immediate family that I buy for, my dad is done, my mum is done, my sister is now done. So that's an immediate saving of, I'm going to say 120, but obviously there's that £4 there. That's an immediate saving of like £116 that I no longer need to save now, and that money can go elsewhere in a savings pot. So, and as for the reselling, we will see. My last Sundays, or my Sunday just gone, my Savings Challenge Sunday video, I was discussing some ideas and was trying to get just a lot of the quite frantic thoughts that were out of my head, because I had lots of ideas whirling around. They're not going to be anything that I run consecutively or concurrently, I should say. Once this car boot sale that I'm doing is out of the way on this coming Sunday, I will then move back on to getting things listed on Vinted. Once they're then uploaded on Vinted and happy sitting there, I will then upload all of the crafting and all of the sewing supplies and things onto an eBay, where actually they may perform a little bit better financially. And again, once they're uploaded, I'll just let them sit there. Like, maybe in 3 weeks' time I may, renew or update a listing. But it's definitely looking like so far I have survived August. It's an extremely long month for me. And I was able to pay my rent on the 15th, so the day after this budget was done. So that biggest single payment of £850 is done and gone. I do have to be mindful of the fact that I do still have some bills to come out at the end of this month because of where it falls, and then I will also have my beginning of September bills to cover as well. So I am not yet done paying bills, but I don't have to do as much driving. Well, I say I don't have to do as much driving. I have got 3 teacher training days in that time. But I'm certainly not needing food. I'm still very well stocked in my freezer and my fridge. And the only one that really needs anything is the cat. And my spending money is almost done. So, and that's completely fine. I'm fine with my spending money being done, by the way. I'm okay. And not having to pay for the bed, given that it's transpired that actually there is hard storage, which I would have needed to have gotten as well, discovering what I have discovered. It's not nice when you discover a roll of like £10 a metre fabric that you spent, £120 on some time ago. There's some suspiciously placed, nibbled on holes. Is never fun. But anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Thank you so much for watching my August part 1 roundup. I will see you on Sunday for a form of Savings Challenge Sunday. Now, what I have had to do, because I do need obviously a float for the car boot, is all of the change that you've seen me saving, I'm taking with me as a float. I have got a note of what that is in terms of how much in pound coins, £2, and each denomination, and I will, if I make any sales at the car boot, reimburse the savings challenges with notes or whatever is left over. And I will also, depending on what change I have, do an additional change stuffing as well. So Savings Challenge Sunday is going to look slightly different. It will be up later on in the day because I've got to be at the car boot for 6:30 a.m. in the morning, but Dad is driving me, so that's wonderful. So I at least don't have to think about driving that early. But 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it's a very, very, very long selling day, but hopefully I do well. Fingers crossed for me. It's £10 for the pitch, which isn't too bad, and then obviously you've got to provide your own float. So as long as I can cover my pitch fees and anything that I take out of the float, in terms of change, and hopefully walk away with £75, I'll be quite happy to aim for that. But anyway, I will see you all very, very soon. In fact, I'll see you on Sunday. So have a wonderful weekend wherever you are in the world. I hope you put your feet up this evening on Friday, and I will catch up with you later on. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It's all free and it helps us out here. I'm going to see you soon now. Bye-bye.